Good morning, everybody. Welcome. Happy to have you here. Welcome to Creative Mornings VB. I am Tessa Hall Duquette, co-founder of the Creative Well, and we are so happy you are here today. We're grateful for the Garage Gallery at the Creative Well Arts Foundation, and we can provide this communal space for Creative Mornings to gather and share in creativity. One little announcement today from 10:30 to 12, our very own board secretary, Val Palmertree, is leading a writer's block workshop. She is a professional storyteller and communication strategist. Val has a passion for writing, and there are just a few spots left. So after this, if you're in the mood to do a little journaling and writing with Val, please let us know. Okay, we are grateful to the global Creative Mornings sponsor, Adobe, somewhere on this slide, and our local chapter sponsor, the Virginia Beach Arts and Humanities Commission. Thank you to our Virginia Beach City Council member, Worth Remick. Where's Worth? Thank you for being here. And special thanks to our Creative Morning Virginia Beach team here who support our monthly event. I'm gonna pass it on to, who's next?
Good morning, Creative Mornings Virginia Beach. Good morning. Worldwide, our theme for October is soft. It was chosen by our Victoria chapter in British Columbia, Canada, and illustrated by Leah McKinnon. The world feels hard in so many ways. You know, we use a little more softness. Soft is gentle, empathetic, and vulnerable. But being soft is not a weakness. It is a sign of deeper strength. Having the courage to walk through life without armor, a willingness to listen before speaking, welcoming whatever comes with open palms, being someone close for a hug. What if our work was softer? What would we make with a little tenderness? Art that truly resonates. Innovations that heal instead of harm. Communities that hold one another instead of tearing people down. Softs can be quiet form of resistance. Practice subtlety, trust, and intimacy in a world that celebrates loud braggadocio, knee-jerk reactions, and blunt force. Let's snuggle up and let our guard down. Softs can be our salvation. And now for Rachel.
Alrighty, folks. Together, we're going to read the Creative Mornings Manifesto. My name is Rachel. I'm one of the studio artists here at the Creative Well. Everyone is creative. Creative life requires bravery and action, honesty and hard work. We are here to support you, celebrate with you, encourage you to make things you love. We believe in the power of community. We believe in giving a damn. We believe in face-to-face connections and learning from others and hugs and high fives. We bring together people who are driven by passion and purpose, confident that they will inspire one another and inspire change in neighborhoods and cities around the world. Everyone is welcome.
Okay, now to welcome our speaker. Joey Launi has always shared passions for food with his dad, Dom, and they dreamed of starting a food business together. As co-founders of Lolly's, they're seeing that dream come true. With Dom's 40-plus year career in the food industry, Joey's passionate and entrepreneurial spirit, and their love for each other, their families, local food, and Hampton Roads, they're a dynamite duo. Joey has grown Lolly's from a dream into a reality, starting with one shop before expanding into a small local chain. So please join me in welcoming Joey.
Good morning, everybody. How y'all doing? It's so fun to be in a room with a bunch of creatives, right? Woo! We're the life of the party, and we're all together. It's the best. So, and my wife's here. Hi, babe. That's Jacqueline. Jacqueline's the secret weapon. She wasn't mentioned in the intro, but you'll hear that she's like a big part of the Lolly's brand and story and stuff. So what I really just hope you guys get to kind of feel and experience in this brief time we have together is how normal like I am. I really don't feel like I know what I'm doing or how we have like the brand that we have. It was a lot of trusting instincts. It was a lot of what that manifesto talked about, just like knowing my purpose, pursuing things I love, and people kind of being drawn to that. So I think kind of the main focus of this time is going to be people's connection with a brand, from the owner to the employees to the customers, which I think is fun. So the short, like, where did Lolly's come from? So we're a local ice cream company. I'm a former teacher turned youth pastor, now turned ice cream man. My passion for people has always been young people in particular, young adults. When I was in college, my wife and I met at JMU, go Dukes, if there's any others in the room. Yeah. College was a place where I really felt like I found my soul, and I figured out who I was and like who I was created to be. And from that point on, it just lit a fire in me like, oh man, what awakened my heart and my life in that season of life, I want to be able to offer that to other people. So I was a high school teacher, high school youth pastor, and now I get to pay teenagers who work for us, which is super fun. Lolly's came out of like 1,000 different ideas. I was a teacher in like, I was a teacher because I loved the kids, right? But my ideas and my creative passion was way bigger than the infrastructure would allow for. So I'm always brainstorming with my wife, like, what if I did this thing? What if I built this thing? And she very graciously was like, those are all really not great ideas. But she also knew my passion for food. So how Lolly's kind of came about was we, at JMU, there was this mom and pop ice cream shop. They've been around now for over 75 years. It's kind of like Harrisonburg's Do Mars. It's called Klein's. And Klein's was like a generational legacy ice cream shop. Well, we'd been in this area, I don't know, maybe 10, 12 years before Lolly's was even kind of birthed. And we sort of felt like, where's the mom and pop? Like there's Cold Stone, there's Ben and Jerry's, but where's the little guy? It just wasn't a thing at the time. Coffee shops were a thing, microbreweries were a thing, but like there wasn't mom and pop ice cream. The one that was kind of closest, we'd heard stories of Highs, we'd heard stories of Handles. It was like we'd heard stories of Uncle Harry's. It was like we'd heard all these stories of these brands that were around, but just weren't anymore. And we had an experience at a chain that was sort of like, oh man, it was so different when we went to a mom and pop. Like this didn't feel like that. We didn't feel that connection. And so Jacqueline was like, we should start an ice cream shop. I was like, well, okay, yeah, start something, yes, woo, finally. It didn't start as a shop. What it started as was YouTube and Instagram research on how to even make ice cream. And not only that, but like what types of brands do I vibe and connect with well? Because that's what's then gonna connect with other people. Found a few it really resonated with, and then it was like, okay, we gotta make ice cream, but it turns out you can't just like make it in your kitchen. Like there's regulations, and there's the city, and there's the Department of Agriculture, and like this is a thing. So for 2.5 years, we made ice cream in catering kitchens, and we sublet space from other people, and we just went wherever we could go. We hustled everywhere. We went to events, we went to farmers markets, we went to birthday, you name it. Like we were anywhere we could possibly be testing. We actually delivered to people's houses after they ordered from us from Facebook, which I don't even know if it was legit or not. Like I was recording all my taxes, but like, well, sure, you want my ice cream? I'll bring it to you. We were getting this like traction with people really connecting with the way that we were making flavors and the fun that we were having in the brand. And it was a good quality product. And you guys know as creatives, like when you make something that other people find value in, there's like nothing like that. It's amazing. And then you're realizing like, yeah, this isn't just about this thing I'm putting out into the world. It's about this connection between these other people that value this stuff too, which is really cool. So the dream though was the shop, right? And 2.5 years of, frankly, a grind. Like we weren't making money. I was still teaching. This was very much side hustle, but like very consuming. We've got little kids at home. And we're probably 6 months away from it being like, wasn't that a really fun thing that we did for a few years, but this thing's gonna be done. When Jacqueline and I had a date night, we went to Esoteric just down the street. And after going to Esoteric, we'd like just driving around and dreaming and looking at spots. And the building, 414 17th Street, was totally vacant. It was like nothing there, no for lease sign. And Jacqueline was like, wouldn't that be an awesome ice cream shop? I was like, yeah, right, it would. But sure, yeah. 2 weeks later, I had a conversation with my landlord where we were making ice cream in Town Center, and it was really hole in the wall. People could come and pick up ice cream from us, but it was not a lot of car traffic, foot traffic, any of that. And I said to my landlord, do you happen to have anything else that's like more visible than this, like hole in the wall in a warehouse industrial park that doesn't feel like an ice cream shop? He's like, I got one little spot. Like, if you want to go check it out. I was like, sure. He texted me the address, and on the way out there, I was like, you've got to be kidding me. The one spot that you own 6 miles away is the exact spot that my wife was like, that would be an awesome ice cream shop. She is, no doubt. That was going to be a leap of faith. Way bigger rent, little bit of a build out, but it was the walk-up spot that we had dreamed. It encapsulated and kind of finalized the dream, which was really cool. We kickstarted the funds to do the build out because we had already built a community. It was the community that raised the money to help us do, like, so cool. What I didn't realize was that was actually going to, getting 17th Street then allowed Lolly's to have a life of its own. It was like something that was on life support that like depended on me, but then it could take a life of its own. And then the amount of people that could support this thing and make this thing bigger than something that just I could kind of barely keep alive, could take on a life of its own. And then it was just my responsibility to make sure that this Lolly's thing that was birthed stayed true to the core of what it was, which was super cool. Very early on, they mentioned in the intro, my dad. So my dad was in food service for 40 years. The vast majority of that time, he worked for one of the big food distributors with local restaurants and was meeting and interacting with restaurateurs all the time. He was an incredible cook, chef, still is. But the first 5 years of his food journey, well, I take that back. As a high schooler, he worked for a small catering company, local business. And then his first venture into this was starting his own pizza shop. As a young married couple, my mom worked as a bookkeeper. My dad owned a pizza shop. And he did it for 5 years, worked 80 to 100 hours a week. And mom was like, we can't do this no more. Like, it's either the pizza shop or I'm out. And he chose to get rid of the pizza shop. But the big lesson that he told me when we started this thing, he was like, Joey, if there's any advice I can give you, it's this. This company cannot be only about you. You're going to have to bring other people on board to actually make it something that can outlive you and that can be sustainable. It took me a good 2 years to realize that. I did hire delivery drivers to help me on our home delivery routes and whatnot, but it was very much me carrying the torch, me doing all the little things. And to a certain degree, you guys know in the hustle and the grind, you got to do it. But I think what I was humbled and reminded is like the cap of this dream is my capacity and like the amount of time that I have. And so the dream gets to actually be bigger and expanded if I like go like this and I'm open-handed and I welcome other people in and I say, hey, what can you do with that? In one of my jobs at some point, I heard somebody say, and I didn't resonate with it at the time. I was like, are you serious? Are you sure? They said, if somebody can do something half as good as you should let them do it and go to something else. I was like, but I don't want half as good ice cream. What do you mean half as good? What I understood was, even if they don't get it from the onset, like what they can then do and take and run with, and that frees you up to then go and do other things to fine tune and enhance, like then the whole thing gets to be better together. So the coolest thing that happened is after we opened 17th Street, I'd always had awesome young people and teenagers that worked for us. But then all of a sudden, I had people reaching out like, hey, I want to learn how to make ice cream. I was like, okay, cool. I taught myself. I guess I can teach you. Why don't you come do that? And I haven't really made ice cream now for like 4 years because I've been able to hire a team. My first ice cream maker that we hired, he very quickly got way better than me. He helped us to actually not make it about just one person, but he helped us to like grow a team. He was commuting from Newport News to us. You guys know HRBT is the worst. I didn't blame him. He was starting a family. He has launched his own ice cream company on the peninsula, which is so awesome that was birthed from us giving him an opportunity to do that, right? So started off with a 2.5-year grind. Now we have 4 shops. We're getting ready to open 2 more within the next 6 months. And for us, why are we opening shops? So here's something. As I was coming into today, I was like, what can I encourage my creative friends in this room to remember? Because all of us go through the ups and the downs and the roller coasters of feeling like we're on the top of the world. Yes, I get to be a creative outlet. And then like, I think I'm the black sheep and nobody understands my wiring. This is weird. What has always brought me back to the center is knowing my why. And the why with Lolly, so you guys know Lolly was our family dog growing up. And she was one of those just like the best dogs. Like if the family wasn't all in the room, she's like coming in, like nudging, like, come on, we all need to hang out together. Just the sweetest. The joy that Lolly brought to our family, that's what I wanted to share with people through ice cream. So our motto has always been share the joy. And if you guys go back and look at our Instagram, I've been hashtagging Share the Joy Club for like years, almost a decade now. I didn't even know what I was doing when I was hashtagging that. Now it's like thousands and thousands of posts. Frankly, I don't even think that whatever the Share the Joy Club is, I don't even think it's fully been birthed yet. I think that I'm actually now getting even more of an idea of what the Share the Joy Club even is. But from the onset, I knew that sharing joy was my why. And anytime that we hit bumps in the road, anytime there were confusing things or like, what in the world regulation do I need to make sure that I'm aware of now? Like, whenever any of that came up, it was always like, know your why, share joy with people. And so why all these shops? Well, because we feel like our mission through our products and our people is to share joy with as many people as we can. And the way that we've found success in doing that is by finding neighborhoods that want to like support us for the long haul. We don't need to go to like, I don't know, the biggest stadium or the biggest shopping mall. Like, we want to be connected to a neighborhood where kids grow up knowing this is my ice cream shop. This is where I want to work as a teenager. This is where I hope that I get to bring my kids someday. That is at the core of what we're about. And so anytime we've gotten the opportunity to jump to another shop, it's like we're now at the point where we aren't even pursuing opportunities. We're just waiting for neighborhoods to see value in what we've created and to come to us and to see if we can make it a win-win. And that's sort of helped us to kind of get to the point now where we feel like, okay, we know exactly what we're about. We're about sharing joy, and ice cream happens to be the medium that we do that through. The other thing I'll say with that that's been really cool is the people now who work for us, both the teenagers at the shops, and now we've got a small team of adults for whom this job is providing for their family, and they're a key role in creating the product that we get to send to the shops to share with people. They want to be about sharing joy too. Like that, they want to be about what we've been about. And I think the same has happened with our customers. So I want to take questions, and I've got two brief stories real quick. So one, this sharing the joy thing, Jacqueline is a main reason for the aesthetic and the feel of Lolly's. Like the cute mint building, the black and white stripe awning, that was all in Jacqueline's brain before it became reality. That connectivity with the like aesthetic, I think appealed to a customer base, honestly, like her, that we were very, very just excited to connect with. I mean, our Instagram following is probably 90% women, 10% men, I think. But so recently, I guess, I don't know, maybe 2 months ago, she was like, Joey, like, it's 25 years of Gilmore Girls, and you know, I love Gilmore Girls, and like, we gotta do a promo. And I'm like, Gilmore Girls promo? Okay, awesome. I trust you. I don't get it, but I trust you. Wow. Lots of people really like Gilmore Girls. Every shop was blitzed. We made flavors in honor of Gilmore Girls. Jacqueline got to get some like Luke's coffee signs made that we had at the shops. What was so cool about that is it was like, you know what? This is my wife trying to share joy with people through something that brings her joy. Let me just like let her do that and watch what happens. It's been our busiest day in the fall that I can remember in a very, very, very long time, which was super fun. When they told me that the theme was soft, I really resonated, not with the idea of melting ice cream, that's nightmares, but with people and with the people that we get to touch through our work, but then also like how we get to care for people maybe when it isn't even easy to do so. So the other thing that happened the day before we were going to do our Gilmore Girls promo is our shop at Loman's Plaza completely flooded. And it didn't flood because of a hurricane. It flooded because two teenage boys left the mop sink running all night, and it wasn't running into the sink, it was running into the mop bucket, which then into the floor. So where initially I'm like, okay, there are a lot of words going through my brain right now. What good is it going to do for me to chew them out, to completely go off on them, to like belittle them? It's literally not going to do any good. What we need to do is address the issue at hand. We need to get all this water gone and get rebuilt. And I need to show not just those two individuals, but everybody interacted in this community. Stuff happens. We're human. You're human. Let's maybe not do that again. But I think in that response, they got to see like the core of what we were really about, which is like caring for you as a human and sharing joy with you, even when it's really hard to do so. So that's the long and short of us and Lolly's. That's my perspective for you guys as creatives. I would love to take a few questions if you guys have about any of the things. Thanks. Yeah.
So I ran a business for 7 years, and I really appreciate how you laid out your whole journey And me having really studied the business and really just like, I didn't even focus on the money aspect of it. I really focused on the people and I saw the benefits of it. However, I really started to dig into the psychology of it. So as a school teacher, you probably have at least understood, I don't know, what did you hear? What was your
Math.
Nice.
Yeah.
Which has a psychological aspect.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah.
So I want to hear like that kind of psychological breakdown of how you put ice cream into like how you like connect the two.
Yeah, I mean, I think for me, it always came back to the golden rule. Like, I just wanted to treat other people how I wanted to be treated. And with ice cream, I was like, I don't want to serve people something that I don't like, right? Like, I want to create something that's awesome. It's kind of funny, y'all, with ice cream. There's a silly scene in Friends where Joey Tribbiani, like Monica, somebody makes a trifle, and it's like, it's got like pudding and jelly and like ground beef and like cake. And Joey's like, pudding, good. Cake, good. Beef, good. Ice cream, like, it turns out if you have a lot of good elements and you just put them together, it usually works. So I think the desire to connect with people through ice cream was like, what do people want? Let me see if I can give that to them. Here's a great example. Our most popular flavor by a long shot is Cookie Monster. Partially because that's a cute and fun name, but more so because it's so silly. I just Googled, what are the top 10 flavors in the United States for ice cream? Well, it was vanilla, chocolate, mint chocolate chip, and then 4 was cookies and cream, and 5 was cookie dough. I was like, time out. 4 and 5 have to go together. Let's put them together. And then when we did, it was like, whoa, yeah, that's number 1. What's vanilla? No, what is that? So that was an example of like, let me learn what people want and see if we can give that to them. Is that what you were asking?
I wanted you to dig more into like the psychology of it.
Like what draws people to lollies, or
like the study of your employees. And like how are you studying the customers and their
that's
passion?
good.
Like really the psychology of your business. And because what I find is a lot of businesses they understand the fundamentals and what the business needs to operate and serve its customers, but the psychological aspect is really important too because it really continues to help you pivot into the next phase, which is what I became really passionate about. And I hear it through you talking, but for the people who are entrepreneurs or business owners, understanding the psychology of their business is really
so a short. My most simple answer to the psychology of the people, like if I'm a brand that wants to be about joy, do they smile? Like literally, when we interview employees, if we don't feel like, and sometimes they get nervous or whatever, and everybody's got a different personality. We're not trying to find all like Tigger personalities, but if we don't feel like you enjoy being here, it's not going to work. Like, it's not going to work for you. It's not going to connect you with other customers. So our staff like smiling, but then are we making people smile? Like when we hand them their ice cream, that's what I tell our teenagers, you guys get to be Santa Claus to little kids. Like little kids you are what's in between a little kid and their ice cream. Like you better be walking to them like, look what I got for you. You want it? No, you want it? So really, like, that's what we're looking for is do you want to give joy to other people? And then do we actually see it on their faces? It's a great question. Any other ones? Yeah.
Rachel?
Okay, so I first want to say 8 years ago, I was very pregnant, and I would find your cart anywhere, and I would walk anywhere with that.
That's why we're here, Rachel, because you did that. Thank you.
It was so fun when you got your place. It's great to see you grow. Honestly, you talked about how you had a job as a teacher and a pastor.
Yeah.
In many ways, those are very safe jobs, right?
Sure.
Somebody's getting you a paycheck.
Sure.
At what point did you decide I'm going to make that big break and I'm going to risk it all for this?
5 or 6 years in. Yeah, it was a while. So 2020, I went back to teaching a little bit after being a youth pastor, and that was like, whoa, can't do this no more. Love teenagers so much. Man, the dependency on phones was like wild. And the bureaucracy, after I had ventured out into doing some entrepreneurship, the bureaucracy was just like, man, yeah, I don't know that I can do that bureaucracy anymore. So then I ended up working for a buddy just for a season that I knew was going to be a short season, helping him do some marketing for his law firm. And it was like, all right, it's time to make the jump. But the jump for us couldn't happen until we had 3 shops. It was like, is the revenue pretty much there to be able to support us if we make the jump? There's still going to be a little bit of a gap. You guys know, as creatives and entrepreneurs, I was talking with Misty earlier this morning. Like, I'm still like, is this whole thing gonna just disappear tomorrow? Like, I don't. It's not. But it was gradual for us. It was because we also had 3 little kids at home, so I didn't feel like it was wise to just jump ship. It was like, oh, the shop's going well. Do we feel like we can see a way to get there with the income, and then just make the jump? Yeah. And so that's kind of how it went for us. Yeah.
I've got a question. First, I'm glad to be here. I'm from New York, and so I've been to Creative Mornings in New York.
Cool.
This is my first one in Virginia.
Welcome.
So I'm happy to be here.
Awesome.
Yeah. And so I'm new to the neighborhood, so again, I'm dying to try your food.
Sure.
But I've got a question.
Yeah.
I'm a new entrepreneur. I'm in my 60s, so I started a company. This is my second career, right? I'm at the point of my business where I'm becoming.
Cool.
And that means that I'm surrendering to whatever's coming, and I'm saying yes.
Cool.
And that took a lot from me because I had to work through past life stuff,
Sure.
generational stuff,
Sure.
and childhood stuff.
Sure.
So what did you do during that phase where you just said, I'm just going to see what happens,
Sure.
right? How did you deal with that emotionally, mentally, and spiritually?
Yeah.
I
Do you have a
because
team?
I toggle between those two worlds
Sure.
of my own profession as a finance project manager
Yep.
and a cancer coach.
Yep.
So I decided to be a cancer coach
Yep.
because I had been to chemo for 13 years.
Wow.
And so for me, it was a mindset shift
Yep.
that I needed first before I decided that I'm going to bring joy to the world. And for
Yep.
me, I love that you say joy because I say a lot in my speaking, I'm a speaker as well, that joy is your birthright. So whether you have a diagnosis or not, joy is your birthright. Find it.
Yep.
So what I do is I help people find it with a diagnosis. So how did you, in that period where you're toggling between those two worlds, find that peace, love, and joy right here,
Yeah.
mentally, physically, and spiritually? Because it's a tough place to be.
No doubt. There aren't many more things that are more vulnerable than being a creative and putting yourself out in the world and being an entrepreneur and betting on yourself.
Yes.
There aren't many things more vulnerable than that. One of the things, this sounds counterproductive and weird, and I'm going to be quite honest with you. I don't even know how this happened other than a willingness, me understanding the necessity and then a willingness for it to happen. Letting other people help you answer that question. Whether it's people who are going to be on your team or whether it's you knowing the people who you are coaching so intimately that they're helping you to understand what makes you a unique cancer coach. Because you're not just like, it doesn't seem like you want to be someone who just wants to be a cookie cutter cancer coach. And you don't go into something like that to make millions of dollars. You go into something like that to impact lives. I think that people around you, now again, why I say that's counterintuitive is that that requires another level of vulnerability. Like what I had to say really early on when we opened this shop, when we opened this shop, I knew I couldn't make ice cream anymore. It was like, I wanted to hand it off, but when we opened this and I saw the volume, I was like, okay, I can't do it anymore. I actually have to let go now. And I actually have to let other people in. But what I didn't realize is how many people wanted the permission to jump in and they wanted the permission to join me on my vision to share joy with others. I think that's what I maybe took for granted for too long is like, again, I'm limited on how much joy I can share with other people. But if I have 3 people with me who want to do the same thing, look what we're doing to impact each other together. And what's weird with that is it's like you're giving them permission to do it, and they're giving you more courage to keep going. Like, oh, this is working. We can do this. So that would be my encouragement is like, and I'm not even saying other people to necessarily coach alongside you, but are there ways for you to connect with your clients in a way that you can understand even more of the core of like, yes, this is what makes me unique. Like really, I go back to like, what are we about at Lolly? Sharing joy. How do we do that? Cookie Monster. That's right. Like whatever we did with Cookie Monster, let's just keep doing that. Yeah.
Thank you for your perspective.
Yeah.
Missy had one.
Okay, 2 more questions.
Miss Lighting.
Yeah. Trying to be Kate. It's hard to be Kate.
I know.
You're great. Well, and listen, I'll say this too. I'm happy to stay around after as well. I'm for individual conversations. Yeah.
That's actually a perfect thing for you to say right before my question. So legitimately, one of the things that I've always loved about you is for how busy you have to be. You manage to maintain relationships and a level of accessibility that a lot of other business owners struggle with, myself included.
Yeah.
How do you guys navigate and manage time and space with all of these like amazing things that you do and stay joyful in it at the same time?
It's a big question. So, all right. So 2 things that come to mind with that. Number 1, when I worked at the church, Jacqueline had worked at the church before me. We're a part of a church that we feel like cares for people well. And even their staff, they like care for well. They don't try to like take advantage of people. And so something that I heard at the church that resonated with me way more when I was an entrepreneur is they said, never cheat your people. Never cheat your family. Cheat your job. Cheat the church. And I was like, whoa, okay. So I got to be really careful to not make this business, I don't know, more about me keeping it alive than me like being present to my people. So I vividly remember a very busy day in the summer where we just closed. It was like we had a family event planned on a Sunday. I had a couple staff drop out. I could have gone in and I was like, nope, we're gonna close. It's gonna cost us a couple $1,000s of sales, but I don't even care. I told my family we're gonna do this thing, we're gonna do this thing. I felt like that was a big moment for me particularly, but for us to like make what was most important. And then the other thing that came with that is I heard a creative, and it might have even been Jacqueline, say, done is better than perfect. Oh, that's hard to hear. But I want it to be as close to perfect as possible. Yeah, like, it's gonna be okay. Even if it's not the best that it possibly could be, it's gonna be okay. 99% of my customers are not coming to Lolly's today. The 1% that come and it's not super perfect, they're gonna be fine. They're gonna know we're human. So those 2 things come to mind. Like, cheat the job, cheat the work, not your people. And it's okay. Like, just having it done and running is better than it being perfect. You can worry about it being perfect whenever you can get to it, to be honest, right? Like, maybe not even tomorrow, you know? Like, yeah.
Garrett, can I? No? Yes. No? Monica? Okay.
All right.
I just want to say, Lolly's is a perfect place to allow your business.
Cool, thanks.
When you meet with someone about business or ice cream, it's like,
Love it. Is that it? Because I have one more. Monica, sweet. Love it. Great.
So I love your heart for people
and keep the morale great and continuing to spread joy on a regular basis.
It's huge. Part of that is like, are you caring for yourself well, right? Because you got to be overflowing in order to be able to give to somebody else. Because if you're drained, it's going to be harder to do that. So one, like, make sure you're taking care of yourself and looking yourself in the mirror and saying, like, I don't know, sometimes I'm like, I just need, like, I already had coffee this morning. I need a 3 Ships cappuccino, or I need like a Prosperity chocolate chip cookie just because, like, I haven't had one in too long, whatever. Are you taking care of yourself so you can be available to others? And then another thing on that, Monica, that's tough for me, you guys can probably tell, I'm a verbal processor. I love talking a lot. I do love people. I also love talking. But like, am I putting myself in a position to have conversations with people that matter? And am I giving them open-ended questions where I can just listen? So here's a practical example of that going on in my company literally right now. I've got 6 people at the factory who kind of make the product happen. Why do we need that many? When we have cookie dough, we don't buy other people's cookie dough. We make our own cookie dough. When we have brownies, we don't buy other brownies. We make our brownies. We've got a bakery inside of an ice cream shop. It's fun. Well, my lead baker right now, her dad they told him 2 days ago he has 3 weeks left to live. And so this has been a journey for about 1.5 years now. Brain cancer, surgery, cancer gone, came back, very aggressive and intense. And the conversation now with this team member is, don't worry about your job. Like, we've got you, okay? Like, if you need to come to work to just be here or have an outlet or be around people, do that. If you're gonna be here, but you really just wanna be with your dad, go be with your dad. Like, we're gonna take care of you. We're gonna figure out what we have to do to make sure that you're still provided for. But the only reason that I even knew that was going on is because we create a culture that gives people permission to tell us when that sort of stuff's going on. We ask them, and I'm only even at the factory 1 or 2 days a week, but my director of the factory is very, very good at caring for her people. She was a mom who reached out to me when we opened up 17th Street, like, hey, I'm doing this other part-time job I don't love a ton, but I love baking. Could you use that? I'm like, sure. She grew into like 15 hours a week to like full-time. Oh my gosh, I get to care for people here too. That's probably the best thing that she does for our company, is cares for people. And so I think the other thing that has allowed us to do that well is by finding people for whom that's their gift, just letting them do it. I've got another grad student at ODU who sends care packages to our college kids who are here for the summer, but then they're at college, just as a way to, like, that's what she can do well. I can give her the resources to go do that, but like, yes, please do that. So again, that's like I think what I do personally is just allow the space for that to happen. But then what's been really cool is when you see people with that gift, like giving them the resources to be about that even more, so.
Thank you so much, Joey.
Yeah, I have one quick thing. So on your way out, I put Lolly stickers back by those cakes, and there are wooden tokens for a free scoop. So please grab those, okay?